Hello and welcome to the Motorcycle Report. My name's Ryan, and if you're like me, you want to know all there is to know about the past, present, and future of the motorcycle world. For today's report, I'd like to talk about the Whizzer. Some of my stories I've researched and written about, and this is one of those stories. A Whizzer could be a cherub or elf statue doing their business at a fish pond. Or, for this report, Whizzer is the name of a motorcycle. And in the most strict definition of what a motorcycle is. Back in the late 18th and early 1900s, that's what motorcycles were all about. A bicycle and an engine. I don't know that there's a more adorable motorbike than a Whizzer. It's retro, it looks cute, it sounds cute, it's shiny, and it's cool. You have to pedal it on its stand as the rear tire is suspended above the ground to get the engine going. Just neat, old-school stuff. The Whizzer website reports that from 2009 to today, that the company is on a temporary hiatus. That is, that they're not currently producing new bikes, although there are parts and previously produced motorbikes still available. Stephen King writes about scary things. And Whizzer is about the least scary motorcycle I can think of. Many of his stories are set into history during the time when Whizzer was at its peak of popularity. I can imagine a Whizzer appearing in the movie Stand By Me, which he wrote, or in books like It or Christine as a vehicle for the teens in those stories to make a quick escape. Well, I don't think they were in these or any of Stephen King's stories, but they certainly could have been and would have made a great imagination candy. By coincidence, a television report on another man named Stephen King, who happens to be a reverend minister from Atlanta, decided to ride his Whizzer over 900 miles to a penitentiary in Texas to spread the word in a very unique way. This story, along with others from the Whizzer website, are a treat to see. Stories like Riff Adams, who decided to ride a classic bicycle frame with a new Whizzer engine across the country from San Francisco to New York in 2003. He did this to honor motorbike rider Mr. George Wyman, who made the same trip 100 years earlier in 1903. Mr. Wyman was the first person to ever travel from one end of the United States to the other on a motorized vehicle. Though so many years ago, Mr. Wyman used a 1902 California Motorcycle Company motorized bicycle. This would have been many years before Whizzer was around, but it is interesting to mention that Mr. Wyman achieved this accomplishment in 51 days, and, as it happened, he finished his trek 20 days before Dr. Horatio Nelson became the first person to complete the same journey by automobile. Often imitated, never duplicated, Whizzer started making engines for bicycles in 1939, with the engine seeing some domestic use during World War II. About 9 years later, in 1948, they created their first complete motorbike, the Pacemaker. Other models followed with the more powerful Sportsman and Ambassador models. Engines producing about 3 horsepower were used during this time. During the next few years, the company branched out into creating children's toys like wagons. They also made windows and sliding glass doors for homes. With the rise of so many other prominent motorcycle companies at the time, sadly the Whizzer lost much of its marketing momentum and couldn't keep up with the bigger motorcycle companies. In 1997, with a new investor and marketing plan, Whizzer was back. They created some of the most beautiful old-time reproduced machines that anyone had or has ever seen. From then until 2009, while creating their new retro motorbikes, they made many improvements on the originals. Many updates happened while keeping the old style feel. Things like an electric starter in 2008, a variety of unique colors, and a CVT drive on the Ambassador model. 2009 was their 70th anniversary. So what's up next for Whizzer? Well, with the new e-bikes running on electricity, such as the lithium Super 73, It will be, once again, difficult, though not impossible, for Whizzer to emerge as a familiar and fun motorbike company. The Whizzer makes me think of Cracker Jack boxes, poodle skirts, friends riding to meet up at the treehouse, and the like. Good thoughts. That ends this report. If you enjoyed this video and would like to listen to more, go ahead and click the subscribe button. I'll talk to you soon.